Good morning and sliding in afternoon. Not too sure if I'm too close to your day or not, but it's a beautiful day, and today we are going to be creating our card from the envelopes from the paper pumpkin kit. I'm going to show you how to do it. Beautiful paper, both on the outside of the envelopes as well on the inside of the envelopes, and we're going to play around with that today. So one thing is I hope if you enjoy us, watching us, and joining in with us, if you would just be sure to subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. That's how you could keep up with us on a regular basis. We also post all of everything we make on Instagram, and we also do the videos on YouTube as well. So you come back whenever you want, join in whenever you want. It's always nice if you just let us know that you're out there, that you watched. Just put a replay or whatever remarks you want. And you know what? We just include you in the drawing at the end of the month. So, Judy Allen here in San Antonio, Texas, with a very gorgeous day today. Only I'm going to be up in the mid-80s. Whoop, whoop. So, still no rain, but we need rain. So, let's get started and let's go down the hands. Let me show you what we got and what we've been doing, all right? So, if you look at this here, these cards, these two cards are the ones we created from the kit last Sunday with Zoe and Nana. This card is an alternative that we made last Sunday. All from the kit. And we're going to do that today too. This I am saving. It's beautiful. It's going in somebody's Easter goodie bag. So there you go. So today I've already got mine cut out, but I want to show you how we did it. Here are the beautiful envelopes that were in the kit this month. They're in the kit. And when you flip them over, you see some of the other colors of the paper. Alright, so what I usually do, and it's beautiful, because beautiful paper always seems to call to me and speak to me and tells, I don't even have to think real hard about it. It's like, I'm going to do something with you. So all that I do is I take the envelope, because I really don't know what's on the inside until I do that, right? I know I've got this, but I don't know much. So when I just come down here, I just do the edge. I'm just getting the edge off here. And I'm going to do that on both sides. And I always like to do a flat edge to the back, because that way I make sure that I keep things straight. And don't forget, if you're out there, say hello. I'll say hello back if I can. Hello, Jennifer. And I always like to, so when you say hello or something, we sit there and make sure to put you in the drawing at the end of the month, at the last Sunday of the month, when Zoe and Nana get together. We get together other times too. All right, so when you cut this off, so this is a little different. So this month, when you open it up, you'll see that you got this part blue, but this part is white. All right, which is a little different, because some months it would have been all the same color. It would have been all colored, and I would use the whole thing. So what I've done today is I've just gone and looked, because I wanted to use both sides of the paper because they're both very beautiful. So the first things I usually do is go and see what kind of measurements and what I'm going to use. So that's all I've done. I cut off this part here so it doesn't have the bulk there. And I sort of kept this design here because I really sort of wanted this arch here. This nice little arch. I wanted to keep it and see what I could do with it. And then from there I just cut. You've got a nice arch right here too. But the thing is you've also got sticky stuff here. So I always cut off the sticky stuff for it's just an envelope, right? So you got to be able to close the envelope and stick it down to mail it. So I always just cut that off. And then I just cut off these edges here, and then I see what I have left to work with. And that's all I do when I do that. So what I did today, put this aside, you're going to see that's what I've done. So here's what I have. So what I've done is I've taken one of the card stocks that's in here, and yes, I'm going to cover that up. I know it's hard sometimes, but I'm going to do it because I'm going to show you an alternative that's easy to do. So I took the envelope I just showed you that cut open, and I sized it down to our regular. So I did it down to 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, and the reason for that is our cardstock is usually, I've just taken it 1/4 inch down because the cardstock here there's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. All right, so I took it down 1/4 inch. And so another thing that I use today that you'll do is I have these templates that I've made. I'm going to post them out there on Good Afternoon, Rebecca. I'm going to post this out on Instagram. I had to think a minute because there's so many social medias. And so on these, I actually have these already marked. So I already knew I wanted to use this paper. I knew I was going to use something most probably from every envelope. So I wanted to be sure I could see the beautiful paper. So what I did is I took my templates like this here, and to see about what it was going to take, so I could see the paper. And so I had these down every 1/4 of an inch because they're just great templates for me when I do stuff, just do it. So this is a little big, and I wanted it smaller because I wanted to be able to see the pretty paper. So this is just how I work and do things, is I just do it like this. So I'm going to show you that I actually did that and show you the measurements I get, okay? So this one here is that I'm first one, and I'm not going to put it down yet because I'm actually going to use some ribbon because they actually have beautiful ribbon. So to compare this one here, this one I use the 4 by 5 1/4 template, okay? The next one that I want to do, you can see I've already done all these colors cut out for us. This is the next layer I wanted to put down because it's very beautiful. This one is, let's see what it is. Height is a good way. So this one is a 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So if you took the templates that I put together and you put them on each other, you'd get an idea of the amount of distance that you would have for the different colors. All right, and then the next one here that I've added, again, I've just cut this from the envelope just like I showed you. And this one here is, let's see if I can find my template. Oh, that's the correct one. Okay, so this one is a 3 inch by 4 1/4. And again, if you did this right here and demo here, it give you an idea of the layout of how that's going to look. All right, so that's just what I did because I wanted to get it where I could see all the papers. And then this one here, I think I had to fudge a little. Fudging is okay. So when I cut this here, I told you I wanted to keep that arch, and so I still have that arch, right? So the arch is going to still be there. This one, I actually have some squares that I do for the 3 by 3 cards, and I knew I wanted to get most probably about a 2 inch. So I usually go down about a 1/4 of an inch each size, but because I wanted to see the different papers, let me get it off here, I have to go down smaller, right? So this one's 2 inches, and I actually then just did it the length that I wanted it. And let's see what that is. That is 3 3/4. So normally, see, I would have done the 2 1/2 and 3 3/4, but I wanted to see a little bit more of that paper, so I just sized it down. So I just used my little templates that I've made to sit there and help guide me as to what I want to do, and I'm not quite sure. All right, so we are going to layer this, and then this card's going to end up being like this. I am going to stamp on here. I already knew what I wanted to stamp. And we'll decide what we want to add to it. I'm going to put thinking of you, because that's what makes me today. It's made me think of you. I'm thinking of Rebecca. Oh yeah. Thinking of some beach time. I'm thinking of people graduating. You got Mother's Day coming up. You got Easter coming up. School's going to be out. You know what? I'm not going to stamp it in here. I was originally thought I would, but I'm not. Let me change my mind. This is actually this here. I could have done it from some scraps that I have from the envelopes and all. And I didn't think about that, but I could have. But so I'm just going to grab this. All right? Because I just wanted this to stand out just a little bit more. That's beautiful right there. But by doing this, I can easily tuck some of the items. See, we've got foliage here that came with the kit. So I could easily tuck that behind this here. I hadn't decided completely what I wanted to do with this, but I did know I wanted the layers and I wanted the beautiful paper, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to layer this up. I'm going to lay this up with dimensionals. And I'm looking for my dimensionals right in front of me. We're working really hard to get those like right in front of me, so I don't have to look. They're usually there, but it's got so much white going on here that I lose the white stuff sometimes in the middle of everything. Okay, so see, you can see all the different colors we got going on here, but you flip it over and look what you got. Okay, so we're going to put this one down first, and that's all we're going to do right now is layer. So to me, this is really and truly, it is a simple, let me say it's a simple design, but you know what? Many a time simple is very beautiful. We think we have to create a rocket science card, which is absolutely gorgeous. Don't get me wrong, but there is just some beautiful stuff that is done simply, and that's that. Can't change it. It is what it is. All right, so that's all we're gonna do right now is I'm just gonna layer up. Let me make sure I want to layer that up. Because you don't have to layer everything up. See, I could do that, and I could turn around and layer this up. And if you remember before, it's been a while, we did it like this just to sort of see what we'd like it. Just to give us a height. Let me get some shadow out of the way for you. I think I'm still going to stick with what I wanted. I'm going to go ahead and layer it up, okay? If you think of something else, let me know. Hello, Lourdes. I hope you're enjoying your new job. I'm enjoying creating. Alright, so here in a minute, you guys will have to tell me what you think. I think these are just beautiful colors that they have in the kit. I know some people are just now getting their kits, so everybody didn't have their kit. And see, we're just going to put this on things. I'm just going to layer it up. You say, well, that's a lot of layers. You know what? It may seem like it, but it's beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. All right? It's going to be beautiful. You don't have to do this many layers. I don't always do this many layers. Now the thing is normally I would have most likely gone ahead and put this down first, which I didn't. But the reason why I didn't is I'm going to put ribbon around this. And that's why I haven't done that. Now I could always change my mind. And I'm just going to put this in the center. And see how it's just got that slight little arch? Now if I tried to cut that arch like that, it would not happen. But it's already naturally there on the envelope, and you got 2 different places where you get an arch like that. That makes it just nice and easy. And so here's what I wanted to add. I thought I wanted to add this here, and I was just going to put the thinking of you up here. So this one I'm going to have to put down with some tape, and this one I'm going to use on dimensionals. But this one I'm going to use the smaller dimensionals. And I'm looking for those babies right now because they are usually always what's right here, and I'm wanting the big ones. And I got the big ones. Okay, just a second. They're really here because they're always here, and all right, here they are. Here's those baby ones. All right, so I'm just gonna put the minis on here. Yes, I have covered pretty paper. You know, you got pretty paper always on 2 sides, and you just have to make a choice. You're gonna really cover one of them up. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. I know some of the pretty paper I cover up. Just like the card I'm fixing to cover up. I'm going, oh my gosh. But I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. You don't have to. This is just an alternative, one of many that you can create. Okay? One of many. You're only limited by your own imagination. That is it. So I'm going to put thinking of you here. And I'm going to put this over here to the side because I really like that. And it really goes with the colors really well. And I'm trying to decide, because this is really thin. I'm just going to have to put some tape on it, all right? I'm just going to run some tape over it. And I'm just going to make sure that it's not tacky or anything. And if it is, then I'll just work it through so it's not tacky, okay? So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to come across the middle. I don't have to go across the whole thing, all right? I'm just going to come across the middle. And I'm going to do this right here. And I sort of just like things to extend. It doesn't have to always be exactly. And I'm just going to sort of rub it with my finger a little bit to get some of that little stuff out of the way. And it'll just go out of the way. Okay? If not, then just cover it with something else, a ribbon or anything else. Alright, so this is where we're going to get to now. Is we're going to put our ribbon around here. And I did do it on this alternative here. So we're going to do something similar. Because it's just a nice way to finish up a card, right? And Francine uses ribbon all the time, and I need to work on using more ribbon. Okay, let me get myself situated here. I don't know if I'm going to do a knot or an actual ribbon, but let's see what we're going to do here. Because I have to, I mean, the thing is, you make a ribbon and you tie it in a bow. You got to give yourself enough room to make the bow. And for me, that's always my biggest challenge. But you know what? I don't have to put it right under thinking of you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie mine here to the side, sort of in between the two of these things if I can. Okay, and I'm just going to tie it. So it's really not to hold anything together, right? It's just for decoration. That's all the ribbon's for, it's just for decoration. So I'm just going to move it over here just a little bit right here. You know, if I want to tie a knot into this, I could, and then go ahead and make a bow from there. Let's see if that works for us that way. For me, it's always about, can I get it tight and, can I get it tight enough? Did I do that? See, I don't know about you guys, but you got a simpler way. That would be deeply appreciated. Deeply appreciated. All right, we're gonna do this. For me, it's always about, can I hold it down long enough to tie the knot or whatever. Now see how just tying a knot like that isn't bad at all. Could easily go, but I really want a bow. I want a bow. It's Friday, a beautiful weekend. I want a bow. Now the thing with bows is it just depends on which is your, I'm definitely not the expert on bows, that is for sure. But it's all, it has to do with how you wrap it around and tuck it, which one's higher. And I always usually take the lower one for me and come around the higher one when I make my bow. And that usually works, except for whatever I did here. Okay, let me do that again. Here's my lower one coming up. Taking my higher one, I'm gonna wrap it around. I don't think so, I think I gotta wrap it around from the back. I mean, it is a difference. You know what the thing is practice and see what works for you. Everything is key to whether you come under or over, behind, etc., and so forth and so on. So I do have my bow. Hallelujah. It's a hallelujah moment. Because you know me and bows. Now, so that's how my bow is going to be. So all I got to do is trim it. And I can make it smaller. So if I want to make my bow smaller, all I do is tug on it. And then tighten it again. To just get it where I want it. If I want it small heads, I just keep on working with it. So I'm not going to mess with it because it's like I've got a bow and that's all I care about. I wanted a bow and I got a bow. So I'm just going to trim it off. I just trim it. I try to make sure I trim both edges the same way. In this particular case, I'll make sure one might be a little bit longer than the other. And now I'm ready to just put this on here. So all I'm going to do is take my tape runner. And I'm just going to make it a little bit shorter, right? Because I didn't do it on the other stuff because I wanted my bow. I wanted my ribbon. So all I'm going to do is come, I already know it's going to be less than this. So I'm just coming along right here knowing about where it's going to be. And if I messed up, then I have an opportunity for creativity. So all we're going to do is I'm going to put this up here, center it, and then voila. So there we go. We got a nice easy bow, an easy card that we made just from the envelopes. So what do you think? The only thing I'm missing is some bling. They gave us some very beautiful bling. And we're going to put this bling on here because it's all about the bling. You know what? And I'm going to put one right over here because it just looked like it. There we go. It's amazing. Just adding some bling can make all the difference in the world. All the difference. And you know what? I'm going to just put a couple more because I can, right? Don't have to. But we always stick with odd numbers, so I'm going to stick one up here. There too. Putting 5 on there. Alright, so you'll have to let me know what you think. So this is our first alternative that we've done after Zoe and Anna stamped on Sunday with the beginning of the month for the kit, right? This is the March kit. Very beautiful indeed. Alright, so I hope that you enjoyed this. So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you can see how easy it is to take apart the envelopes that are so beautiful. I'm not worried about an envelope. I can get a white envelope, right? White envelopes are easy to get, but getting beautiful envelopes like that is an opportunity to be creative, and that's what I enjoy doing. So I'm not finished with those envelopes because I didn't use all of them today, but that's why I always tell you to save what's left over. And you know what? No telling what I'll make next week with Teach Me Nana, but it'll be from this kit. You know that. Alright? So, as I said earlier, if you enjoyed it, want to keep up with this and follow what we're doing, just be sure to subscribe to not only our Facebook, but we're also on YouTube. And we do how-tos on that also that are beyond Teach Me Nana. We also have adventurous stamping there with the other cards that we make with some tutorials there. And Instagram, we post all the photos of all the different things we make. So, have a blessed week. Have a wonderful weekend. And I look forward to seeing you next week with Teach Me Nana. Bye.